1 year ago, deadly wildfires devastated communities across Southern California. We had homes, businesses, even places of worship. They were burned to the ground. Expressions Church is a intercultural church based in Pasadena, California. You're looking at a picture of what it looked like before the fire, specifically the Eaton Fire, which ravaged everything in its past.
Yeah, and just 1 week later, this is what remained of the church, this place of worship, this sanctuary, becoming just ruins and ash.
Just a few walls. Christopher Spolar, pastor of Expressions Church, he joins us now. Pastor, it was a new church from my understanding. You guys were renting that building, but as we said before break, a building is just the four walls, right? The church is the people. I am wondering about your congregation. How did they fare? Some of the stories from them after this fire.
Yeah, like you said, we were a new church, so we were only 3 months old at the time, and we had a little over 60% of the people who were attending our church be impacted. So we're immediately evacuated, and by the grace of God, we didn't have many people lose their homes, but we had a lot of people who could not return to their homes for 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and so this was something that really impacted our church. Now, 1 year later, we're doing really well. We lost a lot of those people just in those transitions. You know, some people as renters, they couldn't move back into the area and were priced out. And so people just kind of moved to where they were able to. But in the year since, we've been able to grow, reach new people, and the church, not the building, is doing really well.
What is the status now of the church in terms of the rebuilding efforts? Because that has been the storyline out of those that were impacted by the Eaton Fire, that they could no longer stay in their community and they had to move away. How has the story evolved for you and for the church?
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of the rebuilding efforts, as you know, there haven't been all that many buildings that have been able to be rebuilt. The church building that we were in, as far as I know, still has no timeline even of when they would start. And so it's still leveled ground. But for the people that are in our church and the ways that we've seen God move, I mean, there's just lots of stories of hope. In fact, that's what we're looking at this next Sunday, as we take this Sunday to remember what happened in the fires. Is our theme is just hope. And so we want to look at all the stories of hope, all the ways that God has moved. God has provided in ways that we could not even think, ask, or imagine. And so there's one family who got connected to our church that we were able to walk alongside, and they were able to lay the foundation for their home. And one thing that they did was they asked us to come in and place a Bible underneath the foundation as they were laying it, because they want their new home to be built on the foundation of the Word of God. And they've seen God move and provide for them. And so even though there's a long road ahead of us, and for many people, there's still so much to deal with, to navigate, we have hope that God is with us, that He does not leave us or forsake us, and that there are good things ahead in the future.
I know the Bible mentions beauty from the ashes, and in a way, perhaps a bit of an analogy. I wonder, Pastor, though, being a new church, there's a struggle here. I mean, you're trying to be welcoming in the community that you're serving. Churches are often a light, helping people in need, offering that assistance. And so I would imagine that produced or created some challenges for you guys initially, because there was an element of outreach, right, that the church was trying to participate in, but the building's gone, and most of your congregants are dealing with stuff. So how did that play out for you?
Yeah, for us, because the building was gone, the word that the Lord kind of gave us was, if the church has no walls, be the church beyond the walls. And so we just began serving, and because we as a church plant were sort of people had word that we were affected, began to look to us for what's happening in the area. And so even before we had any place to worship or any building to go to, we began to be able to fundraise for families that were in need. And so at this point, we've given out over $100,000 of money in terms of relief. In the beginning, it was gift cards for gas stations and grocery stores and furniture replacement and hotel stays. And then that turned into a project that we launched called Renew Dina, where we were able to walk alongside families with monthly financial support and spiritual support in terms of prayer and care. And so we were able to do that for 21 families, which for us, that doesn't sound like a lot, but for a young, small church, it was just incredible for us to be able to be a part of something that like this, where we were able to walk alongside families and help them just get back on their feet.
And just a final question for you, Pastor. When it comes to the community overall, trying to paint the picture that when you have such historic, devastating fires, a year really isn't that long of a gap from when it actually occurred, right? When you drive around the community, have you seen improvement? Are you surprised by some of it? What is the overall setting at this point?
Yeah. Yes. I mean, you do see, of course, you drive through streets and you see a house that's getting rebuilt. You see the framing on houses. But the reality is there's few and far between and compared to what was lost. So it's pretty emotional still to drive through these places and you just see level ground. I mean, it just looks like fields in some places. And so, yes, there is work that has started, but there's so much work left to do. So it's a mix of feelings. There's the hope of the new, but then there's still the pain of what was lost.
So carrying that burden of making sure that people's spirits remain high and those leaning on faith to make it through some really dark times. I like to hear the hope that's still there. Got to carry it with us. Otherwise, we have nothing else. Pastor Christopher Spolar, thank you for your time. Pastor of Expressions Church in Pasadena, California. Thank you.
Thank you.